In the 1960s, Rocky and Bullwinkle featured Boris and Natasha, two Russian spies, comically and constantly plotting. A decade before, a sergeant stationed in the Soviet Union encountered real spies, whose plot ultimately led to a court-martial, conviction, and appeal in United States v. Rhodes. Sergeant Roy Rhodes was stationed at a garage in Moscow near the U.S. Embassy. One night, Rhodes socialized with a group of Russians, drank too much, and woke up the next morning next to one of the women. A few weeks later, the woman, along with two men, found Rhodes. The woman stated that she was pregnant with Rhodes's child, and because the child would be a Soviet citizen, the Russians would be able to prevent Rhodes from leaving the country. But the Russians told them they wouldn't interfere with Rhodes's travel if he worked for them. Over many months, Rhodes met with the Russians on several occasions, answered questions about the embassy, and accepted money. Rhodes told the Russians when he was planning to return to the U.S. and agreed to continue to cooperate with them after he left. After Rhodes returned to the U.S., the Russians worked to locate him and gave him the code name Quebec. One spy, Abel, gave information about Rhodes to Hayanin, another spy. Hayanin put the information on a film and put the film in a bolt for safekeeping. Information on the film included the positions Rhodes held and information about his family. U.S. officials learned about the activities of one of the Russian spies. Authorities gathered evidence, including the film. Their investigation led them to Rhodes. Rhodes was court-martialed. Over an objection, the film was entered into evidence. Rhodes testified during the proceedings and claimed that he didn't know Abel or Hayanin. At the conclusion of the proceedings, Rhodes was found guilty of conspiracy to commit espionage, dishonorably discharged, and sentenced to 5 years. Rhodes appealed to a panel of judge advocates.